See how well this goes. Game 2 of You Don't Know Jack the Book. Start with the first question. Dream on, little buddy. If Gilligan says that once the minnow is repaired, he'd like to sail around the islands of Langerhans, the professor would tell him that he'd have to be A. On Mars, B. A character in Gulliver's Travels, C. Microscopic, or D. On Earth around 3 million BC. And the answer is C. He'd have to be microscopic because the islands of Langerhans are in the Pancreas. Tune in next week when Gilligan gets stranded on an uncharted desert testicle. Yay. Number 2. Dirty underwear versus sexual reproduction. Choose the now debunked scientific theory that this equation supports. Sweaty underclothes plus wheat equals mice. A. Spontaneous generation, B. Biogenesis, C. Creationism, or D. Deus ex machina. Oh boy. And the answer is A. In centuries gone by, it was common belief that living things spontaneously generated themselves from non-living things. One Belgian doctor thought that mice could be generated from sweaty clothes and wheat. Turns out you just get a bad episode of Hee Haw. Okay. 3. This one I think I like. It's kind of weird. Whatever. Hey beer, a kingdom for, or my kingdom for a beer. The year is 1419. Sir John Falstaff enters his favorite pub and wants to impress his drinking buddies. How might he order a drink in iambic pentameter? Excuse me, waiter, can I get a beer? Oh boy. Forsooth, a beer, if you please. Wench, a beer, anon. Hey, can I have a beer here? Okay, and the answer is A again. Excuse me, waiter, could I get a beer? This is the only sentence with 5 feet or word couplets in which one syllable is short and the other is long. I think I missed some words in writing this down. But by closing time, you can bet the bard will be speaking in blank verse. Alright then. Hung like a Trojan horse. Which slang term for masturbation might the mythological character Odysseus assume was named in his honor? Oh boy. A. Choking the chicken. B. Rubbing the magic lamp. C. Battling the Cyclops. Or D. Tuning the trouser trombone. Jesus. And the answer is C. Battling the Cyclops. In Homer's Odyssey, Odysseus kills the Cyclops by driving a spear into its eye. See, your mom was right. It can make you blind. Okay. The First Lady was not the First Lady. Who is the only former U.S. president whose personal life could be reenacted on divorce court? A. John F. Kennedy, B. Jimmy Carter, C. Ronald Reagan, or D. Richard Nixon? And the answer is C. Once again. Uncle Ronnie is the only U.S. president to have been divorced, and since he was an actor, he could do the divorce court reenactment himself. We're back to another gibberish. Tight asses and oppositional thinking. With what phrase does this rhyme? Very scary tight bun berry. Hint 1 is from a nursery rhyme. Hint 2, in it, there's a girl who gardens. 3. Hint 3, how does her garden grow? This one I'm pretty sure is pretty easy for anyone who's heard a nursery rhyme in a while. It's Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Alright, moving on. Music only a dog could love. So, we get an analogy here, which is interesting. Complete this analogy. Scooby-Doo is to Scrappy-Doo as accordion is to A. Daphne, B. Singer, C. Concertina, or D. Lawrence Welk? And the answer is C. A concertina is a little accordion. Like Scrappy, it's a smaller and even more irritating version of the original. Great. Oh, this question. Hollywood in the 16th century. If each of the following had lived in Shakespeare's time, who would have most likely played Juliet in Romeo and Juliet? A. Julia Roberts, B. Angela Lansbury, C. both Olsen twins, or D. Keanu Reeves. Now, this one may seem kind of difficult because it's like, oh my god, I gotta know everything about these people. But realistically, it's not that hard if you knew a certain thing about the time. Anyways, the answer is, well, I mean, some of you probably expected it. It's D. In Shakespeare's time, all the roles were played by men and boys, so Keanu Reeves is the only possible choice. Isn't there something horribly frightening about the phrase Keanu Reeves is the only possible choice? Again, these are things that are on the back of these pages that they say, and it doesn't really reflect my opinions. I'm just saying them. Greek mythology at the mall. If you want to take your buddy Achilles shopping for some new shoes before his next big battle, knowing his weakness, which of the following would offer him the best protection? A. Flip-flops, B. Pumps, C. Mules, or D. Slingbacks? Well then, the answer is B. Pumps would offer the most protection for Achilles' biggest weakness, his heel. Also, he should make sure his battle pack is stocked with plenty of nail polish in case he gets a run in his hose. Jeez. Moving on to Dis or Dat. Okay, play that funky music, old white man. Is this person a vice president, a funk musician, or both? Which I will tell you that there is in fact one of them that is both of them, or at least one of them. Number 1, Hannibal Hamlin. 2, Spiro Agnew. 3, Bootsy Collins. 4, Walter Mondale. 5, Sly Stone. 6, George Clinton. And 7, James Brown. And the answers are: number 1 is a vice president. Number 2 is also a vice president. Number 3 is a funk musician. Number 4 is a vice president. Number 5 is a funk musician. Number 6 is both. And number 7 is a funk musician. Jack Attack. I don't know what it is, but I'll buy it. So, what is it? I don't know. This one is a little bit confusing. Anyways, number 1, Certs. Number 2, Folgers. Number 3, a Chrysler Cordoba. Number 4, Rogaine. Number 5, Dow Bath Cleaner. Number 6, Big Mac. And number 7, Lava. And then all the options: soap, special sauce, car, mayonnaise, cooling sensates, breath is, I don't know, sea monkeys, toothpaste, fake strands of hair, coffee, sugar, flavor crystals, Doric leather, pumice, it's probably a wrong way to say that, alcohol, scrubbing bubbles, stain remover, cup holder, nougat, molten rock, hummus, hidden cameras, Retsin, the fine Corinthian leather, driver's side airbags, Spain, Minoxidil. Okay, there's all the answers. I hope you can see all of them and make your guesses. Okay, number 1 is Retsin. Number 2, flavor crystals. Number 3, fine Corinthian leather. Number 4, Minoxidil. Number 5, scrubbing bubbles. Number 6, special sauce. Number 7, pumice, I think. Okay, now we're on to the third game, which I think I can actually get done in this episode. So, maybe we'll do good. And of course, here is the questions. So, here's the scores, and we'll move on. Next, a very Brady coronation. Imagine that Henry VIII marries Carol Brady instead of Catherine of Aragon. What is it about Carol that is similar to Catherine and will probably result in her beheading? If you know anything about Henry VIII, I believe he only beheaded he beheaded 2 of his wives, including obviously Catherine, for one reason. I actually don't fully remember, but I believe it was only for one reason. Anyways, A, she's suspiciously close friends with Alice. B, she's already been married. C, she bears only daughters. Or D, she wears bell-bottoms. And the answer is C. King Henry got angry when Catherine of Aragon wouldn't give him a son. But if Carol loses her head, it'll at least give Marcia a little perspective about the swollen nose. Question 1 again. There are a few issues with this book. Like on the back of one of these, it says, I don't think it's this one. I think it's like later. Maybe in like, I think it's like the 6th quiz or something, where it shows the wrong letter in the background. So it like says that but it says the right answer, just shows the wrong letter, and it's like really weird. Anyways, history lesson in a white wine sauce. Suppose Martha Stewart and